So you finally decided to come home again. I was afraid that no-account squatter might try to steal him.
I'll tie a bucket to his tail.
Looks like a note in his collar. Skipper and I have become real friends. If you'll stop crashing my fence, maybe we can become better acquainted. You're a neighbor. Well, of all the nerve. Somebody ought to horsewhip that fellow.
You say he's at the old Hale homestead?
That's where I tore the fence down. Where are you going?
See a man about a horsewhipping. You the buzzard who wrote a note to Miss Gardner?
Who, me? Why, Sonny, I don't even know how to write.
Which one of you polecats wrote this note? Come on, talk. Oh, why, mister, the only one I write to is my mother. One of you is due for a hiding.
Better start with me first. I wrote that note.
Monty, you old horse thief.
Vance.
What are you doing around here?
Oh, just trying to patch up the place a bit. How are you?
Fine, fine.
Looks like I've been writing notes to your gal.
That's Mary Lou. I guess she didn't know who you were.
That makes us even. I haven't seen her since she wore pigtails.
Isn't that the man you were supposed to horsewhip?
Sure, but he's no squatter. This is Monty Hale, Mary Lou.
You sure have changed a lot.
And so have you, in more ways than one. Isn't your real name Matthew?
That's right. But I'd almost forgotten.
If I'd known that, I wouldn't have dashed over here to prevent a horsewhipping.
Maybe it's been a lot better than the tongue lashing you gave me.
You seemed awful high-handed. But I'm sorry.
They said that we'd love Texas.
Come on, let's get back to work. Let's finish that fence. That is, if it's all right with you.
I can see no objection, since you've moved it.
What brings you back to the old place, Monty? Are you figuring on settling down?
Well, maybe later. But at present, though, I'm figuring on using it for my headquarters to buy horses for the United States government.
Don't tell me you've turned Yankee, Mr. Hale.
I wouldn't say that. Only at present, though, I think that Texas is going to need some help. And I'm going to do all I can.
Well, that certainly sounds like Yankee talk.
Yeah, it's the Yankees we got to watch. We think the United States is trying to absorb Texas into their union.
Well, I know this sounds like treason coming from me, a Texan, but I figure it'll be a good thing for Texas and the United States.
In my opinion, where allegiance is concerned, a man can't carry water on both shoulders.
Monty, you're going to find yourself powerfully unpopular hereabouts. Texans don't cotton to that idea at all.
Well, I didn't come here to discuss politics. But since you returned my dog, here's your gun.
That proves my point. You wouldn't want to be unpopular with her. She's holding the first horse auction tomorrow.
Then I'd better not talk about politics.
That's right.
Vance, do you really have that girl staked out?
Well, I figured I had several times, but she always manages to slip the noose.
Then it's open range?
Yeah, I suppose so. But doggone your hide, you always was better at roping than me. I'm warning you, though. I've learned some new tricks.
Well, I haven't exactly been asleep myself.
Say, how about us getting together tonight?
Tonight's the one night I should get some sleep. Been riding for hours.
Well, I should get on into town and take care of some business myself.
Okay, Monty, see you later.
Bye.
I have a big day tomorrow, and so have you. I'd better turn in.
All right, I can take a hint.
Good night, Vance.
Good night. Good night.
You're the sweetest rose in Texas, and you belong to me. You've got me right nose and X's in my book of memories. You've heard them sing about the one rose and the rose of San Antone, but they could never paint you in a picture or a song. You're the sweetest rose in Texas, and you belong to me.
Thanks, Vance. That was beautiful. Please forgive me if I don't come out again. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. That was a beautiful serenade. How about doing it again?
Why, you old son of a gun. I thought you told me you'd had to turn in early.
Yeah, and I thought you were going into town on some business.
Good night, boys.
Good night.
Good night.
Oh, heck. Now I'm really going to get some sleep.
Well, I'll ride with you. I have to get into town and check on a couple of details for tomorrow's auction.
The ugly brute from the cattle chute, press along to the big corral. He should be branded on the snoot, press along to the big corral. Press along, cowboy, press along with a cowboy yell. Press along with a noise, big noise, press along to the big corral. The chuck we get ain't fit to eat, press along to the big corral. There's rocks in the beans and sand in the meat, press along to the big corral. Press along, cowboy, press along with a cowboy yell. Press along with a noise, big noise, press along to the big corral.
I'm up in the morning before daylight.
Press along to the big corral.
Before I sleep, the moon shines bright.
Press along to the big corral. Press along, cowboy, press along with a cowboy yell. Press along with a noise, big noise, press along to the big corral.
I came to Texas in '39.
Press along to the big corral.
I can ride any horse this side of the line.
Press along to the big corral. Press along, cowboy, press along with a cowboy yell. Press along with a noise, big noise, press along to the big corral. Early in the morning, about 4:30, press along to the big corral. The boss will open his face and roar, press along to the big corral. Press along, cowboy, press along with a cowboy yell. Press along with a noise, big noise, press along to the big corral.
Oh, you want me to do some rope tricks, eh? All right, boy. Frank, let me show you a trick that Mary Lou's father taught me years ago. Mary Lou, remember how good your dad was at this one?
Yes, I do, Vance.
Hey, that's all right.
Yeah, you want to see another one?
Yeah.
Well, perhaps Vance can't sing, but he certainly knows how to handle a rope.
He told me he had learned some new tricks. The real problem is to lasso the filly ones after.
I suppose you're an expert at it.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. At least I've never tried to put my brand on one.
I'd like to be around when you try.
You will be.
That's good.
Sure. I'll show you another one. Watch this. Say, this is beginning to look like a love affair.
What are you talking about, Vance?
You're jumping the gun a little, aren't you, pal?
No, I mean between you and Skipper.
Oh, you mean us? We've got to know each other real well.
Well, folks, it's time to get down to business. Those of you bidding on my horses, drop your bids into my dad's old hat. Thank you.
I hope my bid's high enough to cut out the others.
With the government backing you, it ought to be sky high.
Not quite.
I don't think it's high enough, Monty. You see, I happen to want those horses for myself.
There's no one I'd sooner see get them.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Sheriff Hanlon.
Yes.
Since you always did the ceremonies for my father, will you honor me?
Pleasure, Mary Lou.
Thank you.
Now, let me see. Got any idea what the Yankee buyer's going to bid?
It's $30 a head.
I don't know, but I doubt if he'll go over $60 a head.
Mm-hmm. About what I figured. I told
Elmer
Vance to
Hawk
put in his bid at 70.
$25.
That's more than they're worth.
Not if I only have to stake Vance to 10% of the purchase price.
Someone will have to
Mark
sign a note for the
Jones
balance.
bids
Vance will.
$42 a
Miss
head.
Gardner seems to trust him, and so will the others.